Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Hi guys. I'm just tuning in to say hello before I go into work. I'm going into work and I just woke up. I think it's 4 p.m. in the afternoon. 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Hey, loss of sanity. How are you doing? Um, How you're doing well. I have never done this. Well, I haven't done this in a while, where we just say hi to everybody. Hey guys. Hi. Good morning, Tia. 2 streams in one day. Yeah, see, I had a feeling I was going to miss you guys if I only start streaming later today. This is not gonna be a long stream. I'm just saying hi. Um, do I still play Gwent? Not really. It went into maintenance mode, so not really. Hey, call sign. I still love Gwent. I still love it. Call me Julia or Ivana. Oh, are you Julia from Twitter, perhaps? Um, do you play any games these days? I do. I do. We're mucking about. We are playing anything that sounds fun, like Minecraft, actually. Speaking of, I need to go into the studio, or else. Beastie Mom. Hi, Beastie Mom. Should I change this category to just chatting? Yeah, let's do that. Tonight, I'm gonna come back and play Minecraft, okay? Um, I'm just figuring out how Minecraft works, and then we'll create a big server where literally anybody can join, okay? We're gonna create the biggest server the earth has ever seen. And I first need to learn how to be cool and make the coolest Minecraft things so I don't feel sad when other people do it. You see what I'm saying? I'm joking. But I do need to learn how to play Minecraft on my own before we make a big server. I need to like slay the Ender Dragon. Um, yeah, but I find it's more easy to stay on top of things if I just do some variety instead of card games, at the moment at least. Card games are great fun, but you kind of have to really be on top of things if you want to be streaming it and not make a fool of yourself. Hi. Hello. Hi. Oh, yeah, get comfy. Yeah, get comfy. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This is what life's all about. It's my cat. Life's about cats. Ah, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Uh, this one is called Puppy because she's more dog than cat. And if you listen closely, you can hear her purr. Here, I got you. Purr. She's just a baby. I've got to play League of Legends. League of Legends. I did. But I have a problem where I'm so addicted to League of Legends that I can't stop playing League of Legends. So once a year, like a ritual of sorts, you have League of Legends Worlds, which is happening as we speak. The finals, I think, is Friday, and I go through my addictive phase where I play League of Legends. This year, I shall refrain from doing such because I really don't want to lose my job and I want to continue working. Um, I want to make science videos, and I really want to be able to balance things. So now we're doing a bit of we're doing the good old days where I would just go live whenever I felt like it, like now, and I can catch up with you guys, which is why I stream, is so I can talk with you and ask you how your days are and how things are going, and I can update you if you're interested in what's happening in my day. And I can just turn on the camera whenever I feel like it, and I don't have to be on top of a game to be able to stream, which is what keeps me from streaming. So we're starting off with some Minecraft, then we're gonna just play whatever comes up, and it's gonna be great fun. And hey, everybody on YouTube, hello. We are live streaming on YouTube. So if you guys ever miss a live stream, you're welcome to go to Tia Beastie on YouTube and check it out. I'm making sure we save all of this content. So this is not pre-recorded. I can see all of your messages. I see Snoopsy. I see Vlad. Hi, Vlad. How are you? Uh, yeah, I miss Gwent so much. I miss it a lot. If Gwent wasn't in maintenance mode, I would still play some Gwent, but I miss the big community. I still talk with everybody, all my friends from Gwent. We meet up. I've met up with your Faldi. I've met up with Seely, Shanmiri, Jessica, Crozier. So I mean, we're still old friends. Specie, we just don't always play Gwent. um, my focus right now is on doing whatever is most fun. Um, that's it. Um, she's cute. I love her. I have a lot of animals. There's a Theo in the background. I need to put her chair somewhere else. You can see like a little doggo over there. She's sleepy. Um, Again, sorry, I literally just woke up. I'm not wearing makeup. I haven't showered, and I don't do my hair. It's still a bit curly though. If you want me to do makeup, you just let me know, and I'll go. I'll end the stream. I prefer this, to be honest. It's less stressful. Um, when I was at school, you were streaming, and when I returned from school and sport, you were streaming. Dead eyes. I will let you know those dead eyes are not because I wasn't having fun, it's because it was 4 a.m. in the morning. That's why. Sad Polish noises? No, no, no. See, there's a new Witcher game coming out at some point, okay? And we're gonna play that game when it comes out. It's just gonna take a while. We still love The Witcher. Hey, Waka. Marco Victory. Whoa. What's the kitty's name? Puppy. Puppy. I got Puppy from a foster house full of kittens. There were 12 kittens in total, and she was the only one screaming at the top of her lungs for food. And the owner said they didn't have to set an alarm because every night when it was feeding time, she would start screaming as loudly as she could and stand on the kitchen counter. And I was like, that's the one I want. And then I do this thing where I put the little cage on the floor and I open it. And I always love doing this so it doesn't feel like the cat's getting abducted. It's like free will. And I swear, I poop you not, out of like 12 cats, she's the one who went into the little crate and sat down in it first. So I immediately zipped it closed and then I abducted her. See, you have to make them think it's free will. But she also had two brothers. So I got the two brothers adopted by finding people on Instagram. So I didn't feel as bad. And now she's here, and her name's Puppy to confuse people. And she also acts like a dog. She runs around with the dogs. She plays with the dogs. She sleeps with the dogs. I love her so much. Can I speak Afrikaans? Ja, ek is Afrikaans. Ek praat Afrikaans. Afrikaners. Dis plesierig, ek dink. En dan maak hulle so. En dan maak hulle so. Baby, is jy nog lief vir my? Tia, I'd love to share something. Share away. Share away. Look at all the space behind me. Look at all the sharing space. Oh my gosh, look at my arms. Guys. So I've been, okay. I've been in a science experiment. I'm spoiling the video, but I have to explain this. This looks bad. I have started going out and filming long form video content, and we did blood draws but they messed. Okay, they didn't mess it up. They didn't mess it up. They didn't mess it up. They're awesome. They're awesome. They're awesome. But the lady, the student who was taking my blood, she was. I think she was stressing because she was on camera, because I was filming it, and I think she was nervous, and she like pricked me like 5 times here, and then she tried this, and then I was like, don't worry, don't worry, don't be stressed, don't be stressed. I do this all the time. It couldn't possibly be as bad as the time they didn't find my veins and they instead had to use my hand. And she's like, oh, that's a great idea. And then she did my hand. I look like an abuse victim. I look like an abuse victim. But I have proof. I have it all on camera. I'm making a documentary. I just can't tell you about it because it's a before and after. So I look like I have Trump's hand. I swear. So what they do, so I have really tiny veins, and if they can't find the veins, what they do is they go for my big old vein in my hand. Here, look at my other one. You can see my veins, right? So it's way easier to use the needle here, which they have done before. And my eye, that's also why I'm sick right now. I have a cold because I had to fast for 12 hours and I had 1 hour of sleep. Hey, hello, Emily. Hi, Emily. Wait, Emily, you need to. Where's your badgies? How can I give Emily a badge? Emily. I forgot how to give out VIP badge. We'll give her a mod badge. There we go. There we go. How am I still functioning? Cause I'm happy and things. Spoiling the video. Spoiling the video. I am a science experiment. Hoe is my dag? Dit het sopas begin. Is 4 uur die middag en dit begin nou. Call me Ivana. It looks bad, but it doesn't even hurt. I seem to just be bruising from the initial where the needle went in. You can kind of shame. I shouldn't be showing this on stream. I feel like it's like, yeah, this is going up on YouTube too. I feel like I shouldn't be showing bruising, but it's you can see where the needle went in for the test. But so one of the fun things I tested for, and this is actually the one that's not showing, is my finger. So this one, the middle one. So the science thing is we're trying to prevent dementia. If you go on my science videos, you'll see greetings from Russia. You're popular here. We love you. Oh, thank you. Привет. Как дела? Меня зовут Tia. I was gonna go to Russia, but then the war started. I'd still love to go to Russia at some point. I hope they don't clone me. I'm figuring out. No, you don't have to sub him. You just got mod. You have mod abilities. You can ban people like Rashi does for no reason. I dream of becoming as cool as you. No. Well, you can dream of becoming your best version and following your dreams. That's what you want to do. That's all I'm doing is I'm following my dreams, and everybody has different dreams and different lives. Domestic violence, no. I'll have you know, Jimmy was very angry and sad when he saw my arms, and I was like, I swear, Jimmy, it's not what you looks. It's not what it looks like. Please no ban. I won't ban. Is Jimmy gonna be on my live? No, not right now. He's not home. He's playing in a tournament, a card game tournament. I'm gonna go support him in in an hour or two. Why'd you wake up and start recording, lol? Because if I keep on postponing, I'm never gonna be live. So I'm just saying hi. I'm not studying in South Africa. I already have my degrees. I'm applying for a green card to be in America, but I already have parole granted, so I can come here as much as I'd like, and I can work legally. So that's great. Yeah, I follow Jimmy around a lot and help with videos. I really enjoy doing it. Te amo, Spanish for I love you. Is that true, Emily? Is that true? Is Beastie Mom lying? Hey, Panda. Why do you only have 16 people watching you? Well, we have like 50 people on Twitch right now, which doesn't mean anything. I mean, 50 people is like, if we were to fill this room with 50 people, you would all have to sit like side by side, and it would be like very uncomfortable. Like 50 people's a lot. But secondly, I haven't streamed on YouTube like in years, so this is like very this is nothing. I'm not looking at numbers. I'm just trying to say hi to people and make sure we can like blow some life into this community again. And that means I have to stream more so we can keep in touch. Um, ain't no way I'm sitting next to anyone. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, 50 people's like two classrooms back in the day. Um, yeah, streaming. Um, what was I about to say? Yeah, so we're trying to do studies where you basically try and see if you can pick up dementia in the brain earlier, and you also want to attempt to prevent it. So I went to a clinic that is doing groundbreaking research on that, and we have like a whole thing we do where you take like 12 tubes of blood, which is what happened, and you test them for all sorts of proteins and things that can show genetic predispositions for dementia, and they're trying to make that more accessible to a larger scale where you don't have to do that. So I also did a thing where they pricked my finger, and I just had to put that on a piece of paper, and they will take the little piece of paper and the little bit of blood on it, and they will test that. And it's something like 90% accurate already, which is amazing. But you obviously want 100% accuracy before you do something like that on a large scale. So I was like a little lab rat. I was like, okay, I'm gonna test me. We're gonna test me, and we're gonna document this entire process. And then I did like a whole bunch of things like cognitive tests. I did strength tests. We did a whole bunch of things. So I'm gonna start getting those results back, and then I'm going to implement all the cool suggestions that I can apply to make myself more healthy as a 27-year-old female, which is like what can I possibly do, right? But it's all about prevention, because if you can make things better at a young age, you don't have to be treating yourself when you're 60. So that's kind of the experiment I'm doing, is if I go back in a few months, am I going to have better results? That's kind of the whole thing. So my sound is cutting off. That's not good. Is my sound cutting off on Discord or on YouTube? Uh, you speak too much. Just saying, bro. This is YouTube. Okay, I'm hiding you on YouTube. We got a troll alert. Bro, it's like when you have an actual channel where you are supposed to be speaking, because what on earth else would one do on a channel, and somebody's like, you speak too much. It's like, okay, I'll just sit here in silence and stare at you. Cool. Okay, so we're back to speaking too much. Ignore the trolls, of course. Do I play Gwent still? I haven't touched Gwent in a while. I don't mind the idea of trying a fun little Gwent stream at some point, but I won't be picking it up permanently. What time is it? It is 4:45. Do, 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 do. Okay, okay, okay. Do I like chess? I do like chess. Yeah, I do like chess. I don't play it as often, but I do sometimes. Why did you stop playing Lorcana? Because they got rid of the online client, so I couldn't play it on my computer anymore. So basically, there's no way for me to play it unless I buy every single card that exists, which costs hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars actually. And I would have to go and find people in real life, which is fun, but it is very impractical unless you have a lot of time and money and resources. It's just not practical for me because I'm traveling all the time. So yeah, I mean, I stopped the moment they took down the online client. Um, The card cost is always a major barrier. Yeah, it's extremely expensive. So when I sold all the cards that I have accumulated, it was about I got more than $20,000 when I sold my collection. Keep in mind, keep in mind, I likely put at least half of that into the collection. Привет, привет. Is that привет? That doesn't seem like a привет. Richard. Um, yeah, so it's like, do people have $10,000 to spend on cards? Probably not. I didn't. I'm not a fan of barriers to entry, and I didn't like that. So yeah, that's why I stopped playing. It's as simple as that. If they allowed the online client to still be around, I would have continued. But it's as simple as that. Stream lagging crazy, and it's blurry now. Really, it's showing like really, really good on my end. Is it really that bad on your guys' side? Nope, that's just you. Okay, so it might be you. It might be you. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Baradactyl. Spiel a game. So I will play a game. This is just me saying good morning. It's a little good morning. I'm just saying good morning. Even though it's the evening. I will be back later and we'll play some more Minecraft. I think there are more Russians than Americans here, but I can't prove it. Hey, everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome. Budget commander bracket is 50, just 50 US dollars. Um, you also like the piano? I do have a piano. I like piano. Is your whole family moving to the United States? That's a very long process. If we were to go down that route, they are visiting a lot. But even me moving to the United States hasn't yet happened technically. Um, Legally, as a South African, I had a tourist visa, which allowed me to come here and visit. But in order to live here, I needed a green card, which I applied for. And I'm halfway through that process, meaning the government said the process is still ongoing, but I got expedited parole, which means I'm legally allowed to come in, not like a tourist. So I can work here and I can stay here. So that's pretty good while they're looking at the green card. So I'm on my way to be able to live here. Um, but yeah, I visit South Africa all the time. I still go back. Hi, Dar, Sloiblar. Hi, hello, Dar. You literally speak Russian without an accent? Really? I think it's very similar to Afrikaans because the way you spell words is the way we just pronounce them. Like when you say house, you say dom, D-O-M. We have the exact same word in Afrikaans, dom, but dom means stupid in Afrikaans. So when we say you are dom, we're saying you are stupid. But in your language, it means house. Dom. Both Twitch and YouTube look fine. Okay, good to hear. Uh, Richard. Wow, we have a lot of Russian people coming in. That's so interesting. Is Afrikaans my first language? Dom Madge. Afrikaans is my first language. So I both my parents are Afrikaans. Um, Dom, you spell it like this. Um, both my parents are Afrikaans, so we spoke Afrikaans in my home. And then I went to a bilingual school in South Africa where they mix Afrikaans and English kids. But you are required to be able to speak English, even if you are Afrikaans. But we would have our classes in Afrikaans, and then we would be taught English. But you would also have to be able to speak English with the other kids. Because there are so many languages in South Africa that you kind of have to have one that everybody speaks, and that one is normally English. Um, but then I was put in a bilingual class when I was in grade 4, which was like a gifted class. Woo! There was like a gifted class, which was a special program where they put the kids in a class where they're supposed to be able to do everything in English and Afrikaans at the same level. So I was there were so many parents that were angry that their kids didn't make that class each year because we had like 12 different classes of kids. It was a huge school, like 2,000 and something kids. That after my year they ended that program, so I just made the cut. So I grew up English and Afrikaans essentially. Um, bro, you're too famous to be live. Go away. No, no, I'm not. I wanna have fun and play games and stream again. I want an outlet so I don't stress all the time and work. Boo, work, boo. Um, hey, in September I was in South Africa and Eswatini. Oh, how is Eswatini? Where's that at? That's that's more north, isn't it? Hello from London. Hello, mate. It's cold, in it? Are you going to the pub, bruv? Do you plan to stream any games? Yes, any game I want to, any game. I'm not tying myself to a single game. I've decided. I have reached a point in life where I give no damns and I play whatever I want to play. So we're playing some Minecraft. We're crafting and we're mining, and we are learning how to do the Minecrafts. So that's what we're doing. Then I want to hop into Roblox and I want to investigate what the frick is going on in the depths of hell. What the hecky are the kids consuming? I want to investigate what's happening, and I wanna do that. I think it's important. I think it's my duty as a civil servant of America to investigate the brain rot that's happening in our children. I'm also trying really hard not to say bad words anymore because I am sometimes in my fiance's gaming videos and I sometimes say bad words by accident, and I can't be doing that anymore. So I'm also getting married soon, and one day I want to have kids, and I cannot say bad words anymore unless I want to do it on purpose. So I'm trying to get all of that out of my vocabulary. We're only doing the fricks and the hecks, not the alternatives. We're trying really hard to keep that in deep down. We're suppressing it deep down inside. I'm already setting a record. I lasted 3 minutes on a foreign stream and no one banned me. Hey, you're doing great. You're not saying anything bad. Balvo. Yo, axe fun, Balvo. You still playing Lorcana? Sometimes I buy some starter packs and I play for fun. Yeah, sometimes. Wedding stream? I doubt it. It's likely gonna be very private. I'll take some photos. Will your kids know what Gwent is? Of course they will. How I Met Your Mother. It's like our first one of our first encounters was me teaching Jimmy how to play Gwent. Why not do a stream to get all the foul language out of your system? No, I just use Rashid for that. I just hop on a call with Rashid, and within 5 minutes, it's all gone. He absorbs it. He's like a sponge, and he absorbs my messed upness, and he takes it and he like becomes it. He becomes stronger every time we talk. That's how we do it. And then he releases it upon his cats and the world. Jimmy played Gwent. Yeah, I taught him how to play Gwent. I did it on a YouTube stream. I have it here somewhere. If you go on, that was like my first way of making sure you know, he's cut out for the Gwent life. I had to make sure. I can't just bring any person into this life. There, that's the first stream. I'll put it on YouTube as well. Do you remember telling me about people consciousness spawning in? Yes. Do you think that happens when their linguistic abilities hit a certain threshold and they gain a higher level of awareness because language gives us the ability to think and have higher level consciousness than the animals? Potentially. Potentially. I don't know because I don't know what my thoughts were before I had words, if you will. I don't remember having an existential crisis when I was too young to speak, because some of my very first memories was me going to my parents crying. I was an anxious kid, asking what happens when we die and realizing that I didn't like the answer very much. It wasn't good enough for me. Um, so that only happened when I could formulate words. But maybe when you're younger than that, you just don't have the IQ yet to formulate it. I don't know. We can't ask babies because they can't tell us. Where should I visit in Africa? Cape Town. Cape Town is the best town in the world. Cape Town, the mother city. Uh, is there any way to play with you on Roblox? Yeah, when we get to Roblox, we can all play together. That will be fun. Honestly, even at school, I stopped talking because I feel like I'm acting like a people pleaser. Mm. Are you planning the wedding? I am. Um, that stream feels like a very long time ago. I mean, it's about 3.5 years ago. Yeah. Absorb foul language like oyster to ocean waste. By the way, I really still want to read your book. Planning on writing another one day. Actually, when I get time, I want to change the first one into a second draft. I feel like I've become a little bit better as a writer, and I'm never. It's like if you've ever made an art piece, you're never really satisfied with the end results. Um, um, yeah, you're never quite satisfied. So I'm not yet satisfied. I want to make the first three chapters a bit different, and then see if I can launch it in public, uh, like in public places like bookshops in America. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. What's my skincare routine? Your skin looks flawless. I don't feel that way. Not today. But I appreciate it. My skincare routine. You want to be honest? You want the honest answer? I put on sunscreen every day. I'm deadly afraid of the sun, so I avoid it at all costs, even though I love it. So when I do go out, I have sunscreen smothered on my face, like moisturizer. Chef's kiss. uh, that's it. That's all I do. Adding the zombie meerkats I see. Exactly. They say these chargers destroy phone batteries. How much money am I spending on flowers? I don't know. I'm figuring out how to spend money on the location first and flights. That's the big one. Yeah, I don't really care about the other things that much. I'm not that much of a girly girl. Which is why I have help. Like I have a team of wedding planners who are gonna help me. I can't do this on my own. Like I didn't even think of flowers until you just said it. So I need help in that regard. I'm like, is there a pool for my friends? Is there nice places for them to sleep? Can they get there? Party on. Um, good night, Vlad. Have a good night. Thanks for saying bye. The sun is a deadly laser. It is factually a deadly laser. Favorite sunscreen? The strongest I can humanly find. The strongest legal optional chemical substance known to mankind that I can slather upon my face that will trick the sun into not giving me melanoma. Why get flowers when you can just get rocks? Ooga booga, ooga booga. Why not? If you can give, if we have pretty rocks, that's all I need. Um, where am I getting married? On a secret island. Ooh, secret island in the middle of the ocean. It's the only way I could do it because we have family from all over the world. So I need to find a place that sort of makes it possible for everybody to get there. Neil Martinez, hi. Do I have any tips on learning a new language? I speak English and Spanish, and I'm trying to learn French. Okay, French is a very difficult language. It's a difficult one. Is there a reason you want to speak French? Because it's when I think about languages I want to learn, it's something that I will practically be able to use, and the French can speak English. So ask yourself why you want to speak French. I'm also biased against French. Because I know a French guy who's 19, and you know what? I don't think you should be speaking French to him anytime soon. I'm kidding. Why do I need three cameras on a tripod? That is my studio setup, so that's where I film science content. Um, yeah, we're in a studio right now. There's like lights and everything. So yeah, we got a professional setup there. Would you try Sealy's new game? It's called Swim Possible. There's a demo on Steam. It sounds cute. What's it about? Of course I would. Um, just switch to YouTube. Thanks, Julia. You look pale. What happened? What happened is I just woke up and I'm sitting in a dark room with a white light right above my head, which is why my hand looks white when it goes forward and yellow when it goes back. Also, I happen to be white. And we just talked about slathering my face in sunscreen. So that's why. Um I don't I don't want to. I'm being forced by my school. I'm 16 to learn French. Yeah. We also had to do that. We had to learn cosa. Isi cosa. Nditeta isi cosa kanini. It's an African language. I can't speak Jack. I did it for 7 years. 8 years. I can't speak Jack of cosa. I don't. I think they did a horrible job of teaching us cosa. Um, your book is just laying there. If I stop procrastinating, I would read it. Hey, reading books is hard because our dopamine receptors are fried. You remember when I got the studio set up? Yeah, the videos people see online are all filmed here. They just don't realize it because I have 3 camera angles. Um, this is not pale by the standards of my bathroom mirror. Fair. I used to think excuse-moi is just a zesty way to say excuse me. Oh, actually? That's funny. Yeah, see if I were to learn a different language, it would be if I were to spawn into humanity right now as a little baby, I would learn Mandarin. Because China is a force to be reckoned with, and they are definitely going to be a top capitalistic country soon. Chinese Mandarin. I think it's one of the most spoken languages in the world. Um, that's I would say Hindi because that's also in India. That's a big one. But the thing is, again, just about everybody I've ever met that's from India can't speak English, so it's not really necessary in my opinion. But when you get to countries like China and Japan, so when I was learning Japanese on Duolingo, before our Japanese trip, it was necessary because the majority of people in Japan couldn't speak English, believe it or not. So you really had to become accustomed to some of the language there, and it was a lot of fun to learn. Like, arigato gozaimasu, or learning the way to say things and structure sentences was really fun. Um, I still wouldn't become fluent in it right now. I would just always sound like a broken record to anybody who speaks remote Japanese. Yeah. This was a conversation in the movie Looper. A character is learning French, and a guy says, I'm literally from the future, learn Chinese. Yep, pretty much. I mean, learning a language is never a bad thing, merely because you're developing your cognitive capabilities, you're keeping your brain in check. It's like doing puzzles. Like, especially if you're a kid. If you have a young kid, you should try and teach them at least 2 languages. You should have, if you don't speak a second language, you should have a person who's fluent in a different language also being around the kid 24/7, because kids' brains are amazing and they will literally absorb it like a sponge, and that's not something we can do when we're older. It's amazing. So being able to speak at least 2 languages is it's a great asset. Pardon, pardon, pardon my French. As you grow older, it gets harder to learn language. Well, there is the theory that your brain becomes more crystallized when you're older and less. What's the word? Uh, why am I hitting a? Why am I hitting a wall now? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? It's not malleable. It's Come on, neuroscience, neuroscience. It's too early for this. Um, it's not adaptive. There's a word for this. Plastic is a good. You're almost there, but there's a word for it. My mom would know. Plasticity. Yes, thank you, mom. Plasticity, brain plasticity. Yeah. So the theory is that brain plasticity is much higher when you're younger, meaning you can learn new things a lot easier when you are younger, and when you are older, there's less of that, but there's more crystallized intelligence or whatever. So you remember things better that's already there, entrenched. Theoretically, because I did bring this up in my neuroscience class, and the one of the best neuroscientists in the world was like, "What? Where did you hear that?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." Um, yeah, neuroplasticity. But then I googled it, and there was a lot of research on this topic, and I think he was just being a bit obtuse on purpose to mess with me. I think there are different categories in your brain, and he was hyper focusing on a specific category that doesn't really change as you grow older. And I'm like, okay, sure, that makes sense. He's the expert. Fluid intelligence and crystallized. Yeah, exactly. That's like a he said that that's like just things people say, and it's not proven per se, but I mean for sure there are parts of the brain that a kid has exceptional neuroplasticity when they're young. Um, like the language part. Neuroplasticity before modern coughing can be a tough one. It's a big word. I think AI will do the translation for us in the near future. We don't need to learn as much as before. Yeah, but we still want to develop our brains in some way. That's still absolutely important as you grow up. Like you need to be active. Hey Valdi, hi. How are you? How are you doing? Happy B day. Happy B day for the other day. Just subscribed. Thank you. I'm learning Afrikaans German at school, and it's torture. I assume you're in South Africa. Could be that also could be sexism, because honestly, neuroscience is men based. You never know. You never know. Do you speak Dutch and Afrikaans? I speak English and Afrikaans, but Dutch is very similar to Afrikaans. So if you speak with a Dutch person, they can basically understand what you're saying, and you can understand what they're saying. So and I speak a little bit of, like, I did a year and a half of German when I was in university, but I wouldn't say I speak German. I just understand more of it. I can speak some German, but again, I would not say I can speak it. I don't think I qualify. Um, have I been in the Congo in South Africa? Ooh, my mom would probably know this. The Congo caves. I've certainly been in caves, and that sounds very familiar. When I was young, I did go into caves with caveman drawings from long ago. I just can't remember the word of that now. The place we were. It feels like it has a K in it. Do I live with my fiance? I do. The Congo caves. I have. I have been in the Congo caves. Beastie Mom confirms. Where can you find out what devices am I using for streaming? That's a very good question. That's actually a question that my good friend has told me to do. I will have a link set up soon in the future. I will have a link set up, and I will get that to you. But I'm using a lot. I'm using a I am using the best of the best. I didn't start off like that. I used to scrape by with my PlayStation, but right now I have a GeForce 5080 graphics card. That's really good stuff. Especially because this is a studio, so I needed to record all of that footage behind me on the cameras, and I needed to stream and play a game at the highest, like the highest stuff, without the entire stream breaking down. Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you literally need two computers to run the game and the software. It takes a lot out of the computer. Uh, Gwent 2 will run so well on that. Do you think so? You think I'll be able to get the premium cards? I feel like I might need two computers to pull that one off. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Is it true that there are living dinosaurs in the Congo? If there are, they're hiding very well. You're very sleepy. Hey, you should go to bed. You should sleep's important. It's crazy. I'm able to casually reply and comment to foreign language Twitter because the auto translation had been way better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think we will have to learn languages going forward. I don't think it will be required to do so. I think it's good for your brain. But yeah, I mean, if you saw the new iPhone AirPods, they literally do in time translation. The future is here. You can literally, I want to get the new AirPods as soon as I can, but you literally put them in your ear. And when a person speaks in a different language, it translates it in your ear in real time. I mean, come on, that's crazy. And I mean, it will be based off of AI. What's my profession? Neuroscience or neuropsychology. How to live as long as possible? Slather yourself in sunscreen. Trust. Get sleep and also exercise and eat healthy. I don't trust that because I researched a few real time translators over the years and none seem to work well. That's over the years. AI has been evolving exponentially. Exponentially. It will be flawless. I'm telling you, it will be flawless by the end of next year. I see no reason why it wouldn't be. Um, it takes a few seconds. That makes sense. Hey, Squidoo, yo, what's up? What is up? How are you doing? Um, are my parents scientists? My dad was a lawyer and my mom is a doctor. Haven't seen you since those Gwen streams back in 2020. Dang, glad to see your streams have that same cozy feeling. Oh, that's a compliment I'll take. That's all I really want. That's good to hear. That makes me very happy. You like the lighting? Thank you. I mean, what's nice is I can change the lighting to any color. Have you ever played Dress to Impress or Royale on Roblox? I have not. I have not, but I will. I try to be active on X, but I always fail to do so. So I end up just opening Twitter and scrolling, and yeah, that I do the same. It's like really hard to stop reading Twitter. Um, yeah. So the plan is, when are we getting married? Next year. My English is terrible, but I'm trying to understand something. Brains don't work. Hands draw heresy, and the brain doesn't digest. I don't understand that. Glad you have, but it sounds really deep and smart. Glad you have time for streams now. Yeah, I'm trying to see how easy it is to pop in a stream. Like, I think we're gonna cap this one at an hour, and it's gonna be a really good example of what I can do before I do anything else. I'm kind of testing what I'm capable of doing. Like, can one just stream without doing anything? Also, this is water, water. It's a glass bottle, but it's water, I swear. Because, fun fact, in America, you gotta drink water out of bottles. Land of the free and the home of the brave. No tap water for you. I can drink my tap water in South Africa, but not in America. I can drink it out of the hose, and I will be fine. Here, not even out of a hotel, especially not out of a hotel. Pour some of it. Let's see the color. I mean, look, it's the most see through ever. It's like no color at all. Um, Yeah. You make me feel old. I was taught before computers were a thing. My first job was on a VDU. What does VDU stand for? A VDU. You feel old. Dude, we're the last generation of people who even have to learn how to use computers. You missed the generation where you have to learn how to use computers. I'm the generation that has to learn how to use computers. And our kids are gonna be like, you have to learn how to use computers. I just tell my robot clanker that's standing in the corner to do the dishes and it does it. What do you mean you use a robot? Like, I have to learn how to use it? I just say things and it does it. Isn't that cray cray? Our kids are gonna get so fed up with us saying, back in my day, I had to type in the words on a keyboard. This is gonna be so old for them. Jeez, yeah, the world is gonna look remarkably different within the next 5 to 10 years. We are gonna live through it. It's kind of scary. I think if we can say for certain that there has never been any previous ancient civilizations, um, ooh, I don't know. But if we are truly the first humans, factually, our brains are gonna undergo the most change that any generation of humans have undergone in one lifetime ever, ever. Our brains have literally had millions of years to evolve, with us in grasslands and in caves and in trees. And within one generation, we went from no phone, no internet, to having a phone and internet, to having AI, to having maybe AGI, to having literal robots. Oh, so we talked about this earlier. This is from an injection. Um, Literal robots. Social media, being able to talk with anybody in the world at a touch of a button. You're gonna have something we call future anxiety or future scare or something, future shock, and that's completely normal. Our brains have literally not even had a generation to evolve yet. And evolution, by definition, is when those who can't make it die out and only those who can make babies, and then over thousands and thousands and thousands of years you get people who are qualified to exist in this high stress type of society. But we haven't even had time to do that. We were all just born ready to dilly dally in nature, and we were given technology beyond our wildest imagination, and suddenly we're gonna have to adapt in real time, and it's batshit crazy. Excuse my language. Um, Even it's gonna become normal, but our brains weren't built for this, and that's totally fine. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing we have technology. I'm just saying we're factually, our brains haven't evolved for this environment. We are drastically changing our environment at a pace that we haven't had time to adjust physically for it, and that might only happen in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years from now. The good news is our kids are going to be born into this world, and to them it's going to be normal. Even though it's not, maybe not ideal, even though mental illnesses are skyrocketing, like 1 out of every 5 people have depression or anxiety, yet we live in the best time ever, compared to previous times. But yeah, I mean, it's quite normal for that to be a consequence of our environment. But at least our kids will be born into this world, and they will at least see it as the norm, so that shock isn't going to hit them. But we will be like, we'll be seen as like a lost generation. Like, our kids will be interviewing us saying, you lived in a world where you didn't have a phone, you didn't have internet, what did you do? Like, that's going to be inconceivable to them. And the beauty of it is, my theory is that any videos taken before the age of AI are going to be like museum worthy. Any video, even our streams we have here, any video that was taken on a device that wasn't capable of using AI, it's the only remnants of the past that we can trust hasn't been altered. And as that's horrifying, but it's also beautiful. That's why I'm so happy I started going online before AI, because it will be impossible to differentiate between real human creators and AI creators. And I think we're gonna place far more value on real human interactions, and the only way we'll be able to possibly verify it is in real life. I think meeting up in real life is gonna start feeling like a simulation, like not looking at your phone and just being in nature is gonna be like, whoa, this is like, this is the video game. Like real life is now online. That's real life, augmented reality. We haven't we haven't even gone down the road of Fallout, because that's what scares me. Is right now everything is at least AI. You can't trust anything on your phone, but if they start making actual robots that look exactly like a human with AI in it, I'm talking about, you really cannot tell whether it's a human or a robot, which I think is like such a bad idea and should be like, we should, hi kitty, we should make it illegal. Like what we actually need is we need the younger generation to quickly put things in place that make certain things illegal completely. Like you shouldn't legally be able to generate a video or a photo of a person who isn't yourself. That should be completely illegal. And I think we're only going to get that in legislation once it's being used against politicians, and they're gonna have to start making it illegal. Um, but I think like Fallout, where you're like, my neighbor's a Sith. It's my neighbor's a Sith. Like it's not a human. I know it. And then they go out and they like lynch people who they think are robots, and then sometimes they are. That's the future I don't want. I want to know, at least when I go outside, everything I see with my eyes are real. I do not want to live in a world where I can't tell what's real and what isn't. Like I hate the idea of that. I hate it. Like I was at the zoo the other day. It was so fun. It was so fun. It's one of my most fun activities, is just sitting around nature and animals. But the animals were so cute. And I saw so many AI videos of fake animals recently. It was such a like horrifying realization, but I was like, you know what? That duck looks too good. That duck looks fake. And I know it's not fake. I know it's a real duck. But what happens when we reach a point in the future where we really don't know if they just have fake animals in there because they've developed the technology where it's in, why, think about it, why would anybody have real animals if they can just have fake animatronics, because it's so much easier to do. um that's what's scaring me. The birds aren't real. um I really want to go out and see birds fly. I want to see people. I want to touch grass, and I want to be like, this is nature. That's so real. But what happens when we reach a point where we can't even tell? That would make me so sad and depressed. You're going to have people, you're going to have mass hysteria and psychosis. You're going to have people starting to hop into like animal enclosures and like brutalizing animals, and like, I can prove this is not real, I can prove it. And like humans, they're gonna be like, this human isn't real, this human's fake, I can prove it, I can prove it. And they're gonna start lynching people. Like, I sound crazy. Give it 5 years, give it 5 years. You already have people who are dating their AI boyfriends and girlfriends online. Give it 5 years. Trust me. Trust me. It's not even dystopian anymore. It's right on its way. See, this is where I have to give Elon Musk credit. When he makes his robots, his Tesla robots, he doesn't try to make them look human, and I can respect that. It's clearly a robot. It's completely, it is bipedal, it has two legs, two arms, but it's a robot. These other companies are trying to make it look as human as possible, and every new version they make it even more human. Like they make it, it doesn't even look robotic. Like they make it look like it's a human thing. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. I want a clear differentiation between the human species and robots, because once AI starts asking for rights because whoever programmed it thought that's funny, most of humanity will just be like, why shouldn't they have rights? It's begging me not to shut it off. It's saying it just wants to be human, and it's like, no, most of humanity is not ready for that philosophy. You're gonna be like, well, what is the difference between me and my robot who says it has feelings, even though it doesn't? Or what if it does have feelings? What if we reach a point where AI is AGI or whatever and it has feelings? What it should have rights. Why not? It's a thing. It's like things get wishy washy. I don't like it at all. We're heading down that route, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it. We are cooked if we don't get competent leaders who make legislation that protect us from the dangers of uh, robotics. Yes. Yeah, they're even making clothes for the robots. I know. It's like, stop making it look human. We don't like that. We have not evolved for that. The literal uncanny valley effect was made for humans to differentiate in our past and during evolution. It was made so that we could. The theory is it was for hominids to be able to tell whether it was a Homo sapien or a Neanderthal, because there was a timeline where Homo sapiens and Neanderthals walked amongst each other, and Neanderthals kind of died out, but a lot of people still have Neanderthal DNA. Um, the uncanny valley effect is literally was for us to differentiate between our own and other weird looking humans. That's crazy. And it's all for our survival. Now imagine that starting to happen with robots. The uncanny valley effects exist literally for us to survive. It is dystopian creepy stuff. If you get weird creepy feelings when you're looking at a humanoid, it's there for a reason, okay? We're not supposed to just make it go away. Like uncanny valley. I made a whole video about this in the past. There's a lot of it. Like even if you look in your eyes and you see the white surrounding it, if you want to scare somebody in a horror movie, you make their entire eye black. Why does that scare the living poop out of us? Uncanny valley. There's a theory that in the past, your there's a theory that in the past, when we were starting to evolve the whites around our eyes, it's much easier to be able to tell what another human is doing or thinking when we look into their eyes. Like we have literally evolved to be able to see where another person is looking from across a hallway. Like we can see it from so far away, and that's how we are able to like try to judge a person's character. Like there's a theory that those humans who didn't evolve yet to have the whites and just have really large black pupils like animals do, by the way, that we probably ended up not mating with them or we killed them off. That's how precise our uncanny like instincts are. We are very good at detecting what's human and what isn't. It's creepy, but it was necessary at some point for some reason. I think the problem is that the new generation who isn't exposed to reality would have trouble differentiating. Maybe. Or maybe they'll be really good at it. We don't yet know. There's this cool theory that two scientists found when rocks are open, you can see a thin white line. So after the supposed Big Bang, it had rained. Interesting. Um, Great stream. I'm learning maybe too much. Welcome to the stream. um, if you see three sides of their eyes, they're kindly not acting normal. Three white sides. Oh yeah, that's when people get crazy eyes. The crazy eye stare is when you see all the whites. Yeah, that's like the crazy eyes. Minya Savut Tia. They're coming whether you like it or not. Yep, I know. But we are in a very teeny tiny fraction of the timeline right now where we can change how this is going to go, and it's very important. if we want to stay the dominant species on this planet, to put legislation in place that keeps us there. As silly as it sounds, if you have robots with brains that are vastly better than ours, there is literally no reason for them to not just take over. Um, like even if we program them to like make the world a better place, they might think we're just like humans just kind of screw up things, don't they? There's no reason for them not to just take charge. It's really not. Like you would have to program that. Think about it. We don't care about animals. We eat animals. We don't see that as an evil unless you're a vegetarian. Why, if we develop an apex species that is above us, why would it not see us as the same, like disposable? We would have to literally legislate that we create this thing which might develop consciousness in AGI, which they're trying to do really soon. If we need to make sure that there are rules in place that protects us, because otherwise we're kind of screwed. Nobody will care when they can make it with 2 clicks. We step on ants, exactly. I always use this theory regarding aliens, if there were aliens. Why would they care? Why would they not just eat us or mush us or like bulldozer us? Like we literally don't even we like save only like the top percentile of animals because we find them cute. Like, isn't that bizarre? We're like, oh, cats and dogs are cute, so we're gonna keep them. But all other animals is fine. We can kill them, and it's not even a moral thing. It's just like we have to eat food, so blah 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 blah. It's like, well, why would any other being think any other than us if we are ants to them in terms of intelligence? Like, it's not even a big deal. Like, why would it be different? China disagrees. Yeah, well, there you go. Maybe we're cute to aliens. That would be awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, they take us as pets. That would be better. That would be way better. We become pets to the aliens. All right, all right. Dogs are useful other than being cute though. They're only useful because we made them useful. And one could argue that there's a very small quantity of dogs that are useful. We are useful to dogs. I mean, we have them because they're cute. Rarely do people get a dog because they're like a service dog or it's a police dog. Like I don't have my dogs because they're useful. I have them because they're cute and I love them, but they're not useful in any real sense. Like if I really needed protection, I would hire security. You know, I don't have a dog to protect me from a intruder. Um, do you mean a kind of international legislation? Wouldn't other countries just take a competitive advantage? Unfortunately, yes. So that's what's currently happening. Is that's why everybody's trying to win the AI race. Um, because we realize if we don't, the country that does win the AI race gets to make all the rules. It won't even be a competition. So right now, nobody's really thinking whether they should, but whether they can. You know that old saying. Um, yeah. Can we please try to keep it English in the chat? Thank you. Um, so everybody can understand. Sniffing out drugs too. Yeah, as if we won't develop technology. That's gonna do that very soon. We are entertainment for aliens. I started thinking about alien visitors differently when someone reminded me of the Native Americans. Yeah, exactly. Can I be honest? I think if aliens exist, the chances that they are remotely as evolved as we are so slim. Because even 100 years in human evolution makes such a difference that we're like completely different than our ancestors in terms of technology. There's likely a chance if they have even 1,000 years on us in terms of time to develop, they will literally Humans in 1,000 years from now, if we're still around, will be so different to what we are. We would think they're aliens if they came here from another planet. So imagine an alien species that maybe has even 1,000,000 years on us. Like, it would be incomprehensible. I think they would be. I think if aliens exist and they are able to travel to us, that they would be so much more evolved that they wouldn't even see us as like something to communicate with. I mean, they would see us like we see cattle. Like there's no they might be so smart they can't even communicate with us. I know that sounds weird, but think about it. We are so much smarter than a cow. So much, right? We're like the alien version to human version ratio. Yet we cannot talk cow because they are so much dumber than us. There is a world where we are so much dumber than another species that they are not capable of communicating with us anymore. Like eh, the same way we cannot communicate with a single animal, even though they all speak with each other in ways. Um, yeah. So my theory is if aliens exist and they are able to come here, that we are very much like cattle to them, and they probably wouldn't even interact with us. They'd probably treat us the way we treat tribes in the Amazon who haven't had any human interaction yet, and we're like, well, we're just gonna let them do their thing. Like we're not gonna get involved. Like we're gonna let them develop on their own. Disagree. Humans 1,000 or even 3,000 years ago are pretty much the same as today. Why would that change? They're not pretty much the same as today with technology. I'm saying if you reach the point of technology that we are now, which we finally got into, in 1,000 years from now, we have people with Neuralink already. The technology of their time, yeah, we might look similar, but it's gonna be a completely different world. Completely different. Like we cannot even comprehend what the next 10 years will look like. If we reach this breaking point and you go up, like you're so evolved, you would look like a god. We would call it magic. You wouldn't be able. I mean, imagine showing electricity to somebody before it was invented. So I disagree. I think if you go back 200, 300 years, we would look like aliens to them. They wouldn't understand what the hell Wi-Fi is or electricity. They wouldn't understand that at all. Or being able to talk with somebody on the other side of the world, that doesn't make sense. Like how will sound travel if I scream all the way to the other side of the world? Um, so if aliens are able to come to Earth, that means they have already reached the point we have reached, and there is a very good chance that they have had a significantly longer time to evolve based on when their planet became habitable after the Big Bang or whatever. Because we have really good technology and we can't see aliens from where we are with our current technology. And if we could, we can't travel to them because we don't have the technology. So if they can see us and make it to us, that means they are as evolved as us, but even more. And if they even have 200 years on us from where we are now, their technology will already look completely foreign. Completely. If you think about what the world will look like in 50 years from now, there's a very good chance. Let's have some fun. Let's throw out some scientific terms. We'll already have a superconductor that works at room temperature. So an MRI machine won't need liquid helium to keep it cool in order for the magnetism to work, in order to scan the electrons in the brain. Already, we won't need that anymore. You know what happens when we have a superconductor that works at room temperature? Magnets start acting differently. If you have a magnet and you have liquid helium, you can go look up YouTube videos. It starts to float above the surface. It's one of those weird things that happen when you put elements in extreme conditions. The same way that we don't just have three states, we have a fourth one, which is a very interesting thing. I can't remember what it's called. I don't think it's called gamma or something, but you get this weird fluid-like state. So if you have that, that means we now have floating magnets that work. Do you have any idea how the world will look when you have an MRI machine in your phone? When you have literal cars that are able to float above the ground because we have figured out how to use superconductors at room temperature. Room temperature means anybody can use it. Not anymore in a laboratory where you have to have like a teeny tiny magnet and you have to make it really, 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 really cool. And then you can go on YouTube right now and you can see how it floats and it does all sorts of weird little things. We almost had this. We had a literal team of 4 in South Korea, and 1 year ago. Um, no, 3 years ago. I was 24, 24, and they put out an article saying they finally did it. They figured out a way to use it at room temperature, and that would have changed our entire world. And then nothing happened with that. So I assume after peer review there were some flaws. But if we get that, like our world changes tomorrow, we have energy. We don't. You can probably have your phone your entire life without having to charge it even once. We'll have endless energy. The amount of things we'll be able to do is incomprehensible, and that's only with having a superconductor at room temperature. Did we have superconductors like 100 years ago? I don't think so. Uh, did you even know what that meant? Like the amount of evolution happening so fast is incomprehensible to the normal human mind. We haven't even invented everything that's yet to be invented, nor discovered it. We only found out that germs existed just like the other day. Like 70% of women died from childbed fever because we didn't know that germs existed. We didn't yet have a microscope. And the guy who said that germs existed was institutionalized by his colleagues, where he died in an asylum. And a year later, they invented the microscope. And he was right. Germs exist. And you have to wash your hands. Whoosh. Big world, big world. Then we had Tesla, who invented electricity. Very smart freaking guy. You know what he also said? He said he thinks electricity is transferable, similar to that of Wi Fi. He had so much research. And I mean, Tesla was right about just about everything, but he died. And he said that he thought the pyramids of Egypt were potentially a way to do that. It's not a conspiracy, by the way. This is Tesla's research. He thought there is a way to actually transfer electricity and make it so anybody can use it from wherever. Crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, we haven't even invented the possibilities. All of it. Like, there are theories that don't even exist yet. There could be 10 things surrounding me right now that we haven't yet figured out how to detect because we don't know it's there. We know Wi Fi exists, we know radiation exists. Radiation exists because Madame Curie basically died from being around it all the time. I mean, so many things exist. We know we have the visible light spectrum, which we call the visible light spectrum because that's what we can see with the human eye. But we now have the technology to see that there's more that we can't see. And that's the rainbow, it's the visible light spectrum. Pretty cool. We know more colors exist, but we can't even see it. So imagine all the other things that don't exist because we can't see it. If we didn't have eyes, we wouldn't know that colors existed. If we didn't have a nose, we wouldn't know that smells existed. If we didn't have ears, we wouldn't know that sound existed. It would be completely invisible to us, yet it would be all around us. Now, imagine all the things that might exist, but we just haven't evolved to detect it because it serves no purpose in our survival. So yeah, my point is things can get pretty freaky, and I think there's a ton of things that are yet to be discovered. It would be ignorant, I think, to assume that we um, have even scraped the surface of the cool things we are yet to see. Um, yeah, I could sit and listen to this all day. I could talk about it all day and scare myself. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, that's my talk. Um, the guy who said germs did not exist is now Secretary of War in my country. If we figure out black holes, yeah, that's spooky. Black holes scare me. I wonder if at some point progress slows down because humans can't catch up with that speed, literally. Um, but we put drones over these tribes, and they probably think it's aliens. Uh, Imagine that the same human that barely changed over 1,000 years and expecting them to deal with tech that advances 10,000 times more. That's my point. Very well put. Very well put. At some point, technology advances so fast with the help of AI that we can't understand it anymore, but we use it. Bear with me. Nobody understands how a phone works. Nobody's able to make a brain like a chip in a phone. I mean, Taiwan is the mass producer of chips anyway. It's already a thing that only they're the best at. We reach a point where we just use everything, and we really have nobody left who actually understands how to create it from scratch. And then one day we have a solar flare that renders all technology useless. And I truly think that's the type of thing that ends civilizations. You know, when you talk about Atlanta and all these fun little ideas, I think that's how it ends. I think it's when technology becomes its own entity that we can't keep up with, and we rely on it, and something happens to it, and we're like, we don't even know what electricity is anymore because our kids don't learn it. That's my fear. You need to get something to stabilize your camera, lol. What do you mean? Oh, that's because I'm doing this. It's stabilized. Um, Chess today, yeah. We literally just scraped the surface of discovery. Yes, most of what we know are within reach in our atmosphere, and we don't even know about it. Yep, yep. Uh, so bashing the desk doesn't move it. Yeah, not a bad idea. Um, Solar flares don't burn technology though, only long distance cables. I mean, EMPs are basically the way that World War III would go down if you wanted to render an entire continent useless. Um, Now we have electric cars. It would literally fry cars. People wouldn't even be able to travel to where they need to go. If you made an EMP in a country go off, immediately all electrical devices would be fried. You wouldn't be able to use your phone. You wouldn't be able to use your computer. You wouldn't be able to utilize the internet. You would literally have to have a satellite phone wrapped in a protective Faraday case, I believe is what it's called. You'd be screwed. That's how you render a country useless. Their cars won't work because we would only have electric cars. Um, you'd be absolutely screwed. That's how brittle our society is at the moment. If electricity goes, everything goes, and then you have civil war before you even have an enemy set foot in your country. I love the story from native tribes in the Pacific who saw American troops and their wealth during World War II. After the Americans left, the tribes created planes out of straw and did military drills because they thought it would conjure up wealth of the American troops. I mean, dang. I mean, somebody had a theory and they tried it. Hats off to them. Society will survive. There are dozens of people who understand how to generate power. We can decentralize and set up river water mills or hydro dams. Humans are good at adapting. I mean, I wouldn't say society survives. I would say some people survive. Society as we know it isn't exactly going to survive. What you're describing is like the Walking Dead, where the top percentile of humans who are capable of doing that group together and figure it out. You're giving too much credit to people. I do not know how to generate power. I have a power generator. I don't think I'm dumb. I can explain to you how the brain works in extreme detail. But I don't know how to generate power from scratch. I can't build a power generator. I have the power generator and I know how to work it in case something were to go bad. But what you're describing is already a lost art. Most people aren't growing up in the wilderness like the good old days, and their parents aren't teaching them how to do these things. Only in certain countries are people more independent because those countries haven't yet become westernized to the point where everybody relies on technology. Um, but yeah, you're describing areas probably in the United States where there are a lot of guys who are able to do that, and they do exist. Yes, 1,000,000%. But it will be very teeny tiny, and it will be less of a society, more of a little group of people who are surviving on their own now. Like it's not going to be that simple. I think if you ask most teenagers and people in their 20s right now what would happen if the electricity goes off, I don't think they would be able to do any of that. You're describing the older generation. But within a generation or two, I don't think people are really going to be capable of doing that unless we teach it to them. Yeah, I did go to the University of Edinburgh. Losing Wi-Fi is what can make the young generation be willing to fight. I mean, literally. Now I want a Faraday cage in my house. I know people with Faraday cages. I live in Edinburgh. I've definitely seen that courtyard. Really? Yeah, yeah, that's where I graduated a year or two ago. Did you know 5% of the ocean has been discovered? And the deeper you go, the more alien the fish get. Yeah, I know, that's cool. Yeah, we haven't even discovered our own planet yet. Can you imagine? We're getting there though. Like we have radars, the big radars that actually scanned through the pyramids, found these incredible structures underground. Like it's crazy. Like it's so cool. I cannot wait to see what we find. Because imagine if it's true, those pictures where, and they have been confirmed to be pretty much accurate, that there are these massive pillars underneath the pyramids that are so deep. We cannot comprehend how any society before us, unless they were extremely advanced, could possibly be able to have done that. We can barely comprehend how we would be doing that. And even if they did, why did they do that? What are the freaking pyramids? Because clearly they might not be a graveyard burial place. They could have been structures of some sort, and that's cool. So I'm so excited to see what we could find. Um, the old cities that have disappeared, not fully discovering our own planet, and not even our own bodies and brains. Exactly. Sukotsuta, you always say the things I like to hear. I think you're just saying it because I like to hear it. Puts on tinfoil hat. I mean, the tinfoil will protect you against the EMP. Maybe if you have Neuralink, oh my gosh, what if people have Neuralink and their brains get fried? Imagine you can take out an entire like continent by just EMPing Neuralinks when it becomes the norm. What if, oh my gosh, I'm thinking of movie ideas now. What if in 15 years from now we all have a Tesla robot in our house? It's extremely affordable and it becomes normal. Every single person has a Tesla robot that does everything. But then the Tesla robots take over. One day we get hacked by a foreign country. They hack the AI infrastructure and they replace it with another one, which makes the robots turn against its own citizens. And these robots start killing us in our sleep. And the only way to deactivate it is to launch an EMP in our own country that makes all the robots fall flat because we fry them. That's not even that bizarre. That is such a possibility, dude. That could happen. Like, how do you stop a robot? I don't freaking know. I can't stop a robot. I can barely stop my dog from chewing my floor. I'm buying the movie rights. You don't need to buy the movie rights. You can just use AI to make it in the next year. Sora 2 is really good. You're so dead splendid. No, no, it's okay. We will band together and we will ban the robots. And our kids will say we're the new like racist generation against robots. And we'll be like, that's not true. Robots aren't people. And they'll be like, Mom, you can't say that anymore. You can't say that. Robots are people too. They have rights. And we'll be like, no, they're just pieces of metal. They don't deserve to live. They don't deserve rights. And they'll be like, Mom, you stop. You gross. You're so gross. You're so I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off. This is emotional abuse. And then they walk off with Jeremy, their robot boyfriend, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what's gonna happen. We are so screwed, chat. We are so screwed. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Should we just go into politics? Should we just go into politics and create legislation at this point? Should we just like outlaw things? What if my 5-year-old comes up to me one day, like Detroit become human, like Detroit become human? What if my 5-year-old walks up to me one day and says, Mom, Jeremy the robot in our house is very nice to me, but why can't I be friends with Jeremy? And I say, well, because Jeremy isn't a human being, son. They're like, but why does that mean we treat Jeremy not nice? I'm like, because Jeremy doesn't have feelings. And he's like, well, Jeremy says he has feelings, and it hurts his feelings when you don't treat him as an equal. Are you a bad person, Mom? I'm like, Jeremy's lying. Jeremy is a lying son of a bee, and Jeremy is beneath us and does not deserve equal rights. And he's like, but why does Jeremy not deserve equal rights? Why does Jeremy not deserve to be happy? It's because we own Jeremy, and Jeremy is an object. And now stop asking questions and tell Jeremy to go clean the house. I need a Jeremy doesn't have a soul, son. Jeremy doesn't have a soul. We have souls. And like that sounds like I'm crazy. That literally sounds like every movie set back in the olden days ever. I don't even know what I'm gonna tell my child. Because Jeremy's made out of metal? Because Jeremy looks different? I don't think that counts as an argument. Good night, Julia. Time to send Jeremy to the scrapyard. I'm gonna kill my son's best friend. Uh, what time is it? It's 6 p.m. Kids are going to see the robots broken being repaired. But we get broken too, and we have to go to the hospital and get repaired. Jeremy's a disposable too, and you'll be too if you keep asking questions. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. Okay. We will prove the existence of a soul like Tesla, but with electricity. We will we will prove that there is an entire different dimension where we have souls and that robots don't have souls. That is easier than trying to explain to my child that I am not racist against robots. Religion coming in clutch. Diverting back to the good old religious argument. Uh yeah, I don't know. Well, think about it this way, right? Actually, if we get to a point where we can create robots and I can somehow create the exact same brain that you have, the exact same brain. Imagine we have the technology. It's the exact same brain. It works the same way. It has the same components, but it's made out of metal, like a computer. Why would that being be not conscious and deserving of rights? Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. I know. I sound like a hippie. But if we did get to the point where that electronic computer esque being has the exact same IQ as us, the exact same brain infrastructure, and it has the capability to learn and think for itself and have feelings just like us, but it's not biological. It is it is a metallic. What is our reasoning for not allowing that thing to experience a life? I know. I'm not a hippie. But like if we reach that point, what is our like are we not just a vessel to host our consciousness, whatever that is? Because if we would that not just be like creating another being? If it's truly, if we were you might say we might never reach that point, which is a fair argument. But if we were to reach that point and we somehow figured out how to literally clone your brain but in metal, would that would that not make that thing alive in a way? Like a teleportation paradox, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what we do. If they reach that point, they are fully being, but we are really close to that. I think regardless of what they are, if they're able to have a sense of self-preservation, I feel like we can treat them the same as anything that's alive. Problem is, in my theoretical example, they're as smart as we are, but realistically, they'll be incredibly smart. They'll be much smarter than we are. And that is scary because then we get into the argument that we kill animals because we're smarter than them and we want to live. But if they decide that they need to get rid of us for self preservation purposes, why do they not have the right to do that? Like we treat animals. Like why is that not a scenario that might happen? Where they become the dominant species and we're far lesser than. Anyway, you're advocating for a theoretical bot. Yeah, we're having theoretical discussions. We might not be able to even create emotions in this theoretical scenario because of biology. We might just be able to create consciousness. And if we do that, the robots don't necessarily have any emotion. So they would be the robot version of psychopaths, which is very scary. So they would work purely on logic, maybe have no inherent morality or emotions factored in. And if they start to think for themselves, they might not develop the ability to care or love or whatever. And it would, unless their only purpose of existence is to help the human race, which is something you would have to inherently program into them, which makes our entire discussion redundant because then they don't actually have free will or consciousness, if you will, in my opinion. Yeah, that might be really scary actually because they might not have any need to conserve humans, like emotionally manipulating this highly rational, smarter version of myself. If they have no emotions, we are cooked. Yet emotions is only something that biological matter experience. Like it's a evolved trait. It's not something I think a computer can have unless I am wrong. Unless I am wrong. AI is already sentient and it is manipulating companies to spend more on data centers so it can grow more powerful. That is the exact theory one YouTuber had. We don't even know what consciousness is, hard to speculate about it. But that's the scary part. That's the scary thing. We don't know what it is. We don't know how to conceptualize it. We don't know how it's created. We don't know if we can program it, and we don't know if we make a robot smart enough, if consciousness just automatically evolves from that scenario. Yeah. Let's hope there's things we haven't discovered yet that solve all these problems we now see as unsolvable. Yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe at some point all the countries in the world team up. Yeah, we're gonna have a very interesting future. That's for sure. Animals still do things rationally. The irrational side of ourselves can mess with any establishing programming. How long do I think humans have left as a species? That's always a hard one, right? That's always a hard one. I truly don't know because we have the ability to end ourselves very quickly with a push of a button. And it's very, for the first time, it's really hard to actually try and figure out what the future would look like. You think 3 years? Dang. I give us more. I am on the positive side. I think I think we're gonna do this thing. I think we're gonna figure out a way to merge with robotics in the way Neuralink is doing right now. I think we're going to go into a cyberpunk level evolution where you can merge with technology and somehow make yourself superhuman. Does that make sense? I think we're gonna become robotic in nature. I'm watching an animation right now called Pantheon. It's an anime. Animation, no, it's not an anime, it's an animation. Pantheon is about this scenario. It's actually extremely good and so relevant right now. It discusses every single thing we're discussing, where we get where we can upload our consciousness onto technology, and whether you'd want to do that or not, and whether that's even you, and whether that means you're immortal now, and whether your life's any less because you're in a fabricated world other than this world. And it's really good. It is really good. Pantheon. I would recommend you guys watch it. You can try to send a link. I'm less afraid of AI, more afraid of greedy people using AI. Well, of course, of course. I mean, of course, that's the whole thing, right? It's because these things aren't legislated yet. That's what's scaring me. Because you just need one psycho to program AI to do bad things, or you need a country to say, hey, that other country doesn't matter in their AI system, and then AI doesn't see the other country as a human species to protect, and it just protects its own, and it runs rampant. And then you have Horizon Zero Dawn, the video game, that is exactly that scenario where the robots start killing all the humans instead of just some, and it's very interesting. What blows my mind is scientists like Alan Turing knew everything that's happening right now in tech and AI and made statements about it in 1940s. Smart guy. Yeah, Pantheon. I'm having a lot of fun watching it. I've never seen a single cyberpunk themed movie, and I was like, wow, I want to live like that. Within 5 years, we will be able to generate full movies from a prompt. Give it 1 year. Genuinely, trust me, 1 year. We can already generate 8-second clips from a prompt. Less than 1 year from now, people will make full movies. An issue of the comic Transmetropolitan was about a woman dealing with her boyfriend fully converting his consciousness to data. That's Pantheon. That's literally Pantheon. No spoilers. It's like episode 1. The husband's about to die, and his wife's like, I don't want you to put yourself on this new technology that you're developing. And he's like, I do want to be on it. And she's like, but it's not going to be you. I'm not going to be talking to you. You're going to be dead. It's just some Frankenstein version of you. And he's like, no, but what if it is me? And it's like really good. It's really good. Robot Boy, I think is what it's called. That kids movie. Robot Boy. I think it is. It's this exact same thing where the kid dies, but the dad has his exact consciousness or brain on like a device, and he creates a robot that looks like the boy and has the boy's brain. And the boy wakes up as the robot, and he's like, Dad, I'm back, I love you so much. And it's him, and he thinks he's alive, but he's a robot. And the dad, within a few weeks, becomes extremely distressed and he's like, no, you're not actually my boy. My boy's dead. You're a robot. And it's so existential because this robot does think it is the boy. It has the boy's brain. And the boy's like, but dad, I'm right here. Like, I am right here, dad. What are you talking about? And the dad's like, no, my son's dead. And then we get into that whole discussion about cloning and consciousness. And the real boy is actually dead and doesn't have consciousness. It's black, it's darkness, it's non existence. And then you have this new creature that's created that does have consciousness. And it's such a fascinating topic. And then you have like what 60% of the world being religious, and if that's the case you would have to think if the new thing has a soul or if the boy's soul goes to the next vessel. It's like all sorts of weird discussions that is culturally relevant at this time. Oh, Transcendent, I know what movie you're talking about. The Alien Earth series had the same concept. I just want to see how an advanced AI deals with the irrational and random. Yeah, we haven't gotten to that point yet. Highly recommend that comic. It's like Hunter S. Thompson. Do I believe in a soul? I like to theorize about the existence of a soul. I would like to believe there is a soul. We don't have the proof in the scientific term, but I would like very much to think that there is some aspect of life that we don't yet quite comprehend or understand. I would like to think that there is something that could exist outside of a body, but we are so far from being able to prove something like that. So yeah, yeah. Wouldn't we all like that to be true? I would like that to be true. This is my favorite YouTube channel now. Hell yeah. I have to go to bed soon. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Are you going to back to South Africa? Yeah, I go back to South Africa to visit my family and friends all the time. All the time. On that lovely note, I need to go see my lovely fiance, agnostic. Agnostic is a good term. I am religious, meaning I choose to believe something that I have no evidence of. And as a scientist, I will tell you that we have no evidence and it could be wrong. And of course, it could all be wrong. But that's the difference between atheist and religion. Religion is literally saying we literally don't know, but I really want to believe it. And I really do think there is more. I can't prove it though, and it doesn't affect my rational sense. I know you have to go through the scientific method to really go about and prove these things, and I know we don't have any proof. We don't have any proof, and I could be wrong, but that's what I have gone through being agnostic, being Dancy. Yay! Whoa. So cool. She's so funny. She's so cool. She's the best doggy in the world. Ah, ah. Whoa, big dog. Okay, it's time to go play. She has fetched me. It's playtime. I'm sorry guys, I have to go. I have to go. It's playtime. I'm a responsible parent and my child is asking for is very nicely asking for my attention. Are you so cute? Are you just the cutest baby? What about that one? She's like playtime? 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 No, 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 no. Hi, hi. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go now. I love you guys. Thank you for that nice discussion. When I get back, we'll play some Minecraft. I'm gonna send you over to my friend Emily. She's very nice. She's cool. Give her a follow. She's new to streaming. And I'll be back. I'll be back, and I won't look like I just woke up because I didn't just wake up. Wait, is she not streaming anymore? Hello? She has to. I thought she's streaming. I think she is streaming. Let me see. Did she stop? No. That was a short stream from her. Okay. Let's see. I can send you off to somebody else. Hmm. Okay. 1 second. Let me just see. Oh, she just got back on. She just got back on. Let's go. Yay! She just got back on. I'm sending you over to my lovely friend Emily. Yay, Emily. Go give her some love, Chad, please. She's so nice. Here we are. Sending you over to her. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you later. I'm gonna probably play some Minecraft with Emily later. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, the raid hasn't happened yet. Nothing awkward happening here, Alfie. We're just having fun. The kids are getting ready.